And I'm back. Whew, it's been a long day. I don't know if I was asleep earlier. I don't know if I was high. I don't know what was going on. I was watching that Aubrey trial shit, and that shit is crazy. Shout out America for standing together and giving all them motherfuckers a conviction on everything. They was like guilty on all counts. Everybody guilty, guilty, guilty. That's all you was hearing, and it's dope finally to see justice being served in different areas where we don't really see it. But that being said, I wanted to do something special for y'all today. People always out there saying, how do I get on? How do I get my shit heard? How do I get the exposure I need? Who do I talk to? How do I? I'm like, man, you motherfuckers is retarded. All you gotta do is look around. It's people right here next to you. It's people around the corner. It's people who you don't even know who cheering for you. It's people who work in a 9 to 5 stacking their bread to pay the light bill so they can record you. It's people who asking a girl, hey baby, help me get this new camera. Hey baby, we gotta get this computer. We need this program. We gotta do this and that so we can help you. And then it's not reciprocated. The same love that's projected out gotta come back. But this next guest that I got, he never gave up. He don't give a fuck if you support him or not. He gonna keep providing a quality opportunity and a platform for you. Started probably about 2013-ish, 2012-ish, somewhere in there. And he been going crazy ever since. Every year he do award shows. He's giving you awards. He's playing your videos. He's playing your music. He's giving interviews, providing a platform for people who don't even really give a fuck about it. So I ask him all the time, like, where we going with this? So since I've been doing these interviews, I've been thinking about who do we highlight? Who do we put in the front? And this is a brother that we gotta put in the front. If y'all not supporting him, y'all crazy. We all need to get behind him. FREEZ TV, Certified Savage, Respect the Underground, the Hatrix, the LMGs. I don't give a fuck what you bang out there. You all need to be getting behind him because his platform is one of the most valid platforms that we have out here. You need to fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? You need to fuck with him. And if you don't, I'm gonna let him tell you his story. So then maybe you can know who he is. And maybe you can start fucking with him because he's one of my super friends. I told y'all once before, I got friends that's like the Avengers. These niggas, I can call these niggas out. It's Captain America over there. It's another nigga over there. And these niggas can do some amazing shit. But if y'all don't support them, what's the purpose? So that being said, I want y'all to help me welcome to this FREEZ TV world and this shit that we got over here that we projecting out. Mr. Ahmad Bats, a.k.a. AZ MIXTAPES.
What's good, man? Appreciate you, man. Nice introduction, man. Appreciate
that. Yeah. Welcome to the platform, bro.
Man, that's big words coming from what I like to consider the Nipsey Hussle of the hood. I said it to you off camera, so I definitely got to make sure people understand that. Like, you know what I mean? That's a big deal. You are like a Nipsey Hussle, and anything FREEZ say, hey, you know, we need you, Kid K. You know, you definitely got not only me, but AZMT, you know, behind you anytime you make that call.
That's what's up. I appreciate it. I wanted to bring you in here because I want people to know who you are. I want them to know how dope you are. I want them to know why you started doing this. And I want them to know where you come from and where this inspiration comes from. So kind of like take it back to the beginning and let them know a little bit about yourself, like where you come from and how this all started.
Man, born and raised Glendale, Arizona. Of course, started making music, you know what I mean, elementary school type deal, you know what I mean. I used to hang out with the crew. All my homeboys was probably about 3-4 years older than me, you know, so they in high school, I'm in junior high type deal. Anytime they came around, I'm usually the guy who, hey, I got this computer, you know what I mean, let me record y'all. I heard y'all, you know, I'm not gonna freestyle with them at the box, but I'm like, y'all cold, let me get this stuff to record y'all so we can try to do something. So, you know, just doing that over the years, it turned into, hey, always been that 9 to 5 guy, you know what I mean? I carried 9 to 5 since I was 14. You gotta have money, you know, before you can do anything. You gotta have it, you know what I mean? As long as you got money, take care of it. It's not necessary, it's a habit. It's a hobby at that point. So started early, you know what I mean? I became supervisors, managers, trainers, doing that like, you know what I mean, on the 9 to 5 jobs. And I started utilizing that like, hey, how can I utilize that to help ourselves? You know what I mean? Hey, sister, you know, you could open a company and do this and we could do that. And, you know what I mean? Hey, cousin, you know, how about we open a, you know, I'm trying to come up with ideas. Hey, we could get paid. I don't want to keep working these 9 to 5.
Right.
I want to come in there when I want to, like the boss come in there in his night car at noon and then leave an hour later. So that always been my mentality. But you know what I mean? Of course, music's always my first passion. You know what I mean? I love music. Starting in kind of getting into rapping myself, I never was really, you know, a confident artist. You know what I mean? Took a while to get that confidence, be like, you know, I can spit and keep up with the best of them. You know, my pen game is, you know what I mean, called enough, you know what I mean, to keep up with some of the best names you can name. So in finding that out, I kind of learned my lane. Hey, I'm decent, but I know who's better than me. Hey, I know if it's his time to shine, I can't shine too. That's if we're gonna be on the same team. So I always, you know what I mean, first little contract kind of I signed was with Five Fresh Flashy Records. They were a local little rap team, basically consist of, you know, a whole bunch of my little homeboys we grew up with. You know what I mean? All those dudes I was talking about from elementary school. You know, now they all, you know, I'm thinking, hey, we signing, you know, it's our first deal. Five Fresh Flashy Records was basically, you know, a name of a clique. You know, the dude knew how to record, engineer, do the graphics. You know what I mean? He made clay chains. I don't know, you probably know him, JY the Fly Guy. But yeah, so we signed with JY, and upon signing with him, I knew that he had a lot of talent, but he was missing something. He was missing that business aspect of it. He didn't know how to get the paperwork right. Let's get the tax ID numbers. Let's start, you know, putting this music out and not let it sit on the computer, but let's make this one track, even if it's just $100. Let's let this track make back something. So I started making it kind of legit. We put out our first project. So this project consists of 10 niggas. I got my closest 10 niggas. We all on one CD. It's a compilation. We got our hottest song on this compilation CD. All 10 of us. You know how much it costs to distribute one CD? Don't even cost $100. We got the graphics. We got the engineer. The dude can mix it. He can master it. He can do the photo shoots, you know, everything that you need. We got it. All we missing is the way to come for, you know, bring the money in. I'm gonna front that money to, you know, do the distribution for it. 10 dudes couldn't make back $100 was the goal that they gave us. It's 10 of us. Need to make back $100.
It's like $10 a piece.
That's it. I'm glad you said that. That's the exact math. So when you split a CD up, you get a nigga to buy your song 10 times, or you get them to buy the damn CD one time. You saw that whole CD one time, that's $10. These niggas didn't even make it halfway. They didn't even make it to the 50 mark. So seeing that wasn't capable with my friends and my family, I'm like, that don't mean it's not capable. I just might not be choosing the right people. So I took that same mentality.
Stop right there. Let's go back.
Rewind.
And I'm finna just try to digest this real quick. You growing up in Glendale, you got a crew of friends. Some of these dudes is rapping. You know you cold with the pen, but you're a little bit more technical than the other people. So you like, you know what? Let's get this equipment. Let's make this shit happen. In the process of doing that, you get with a clique. You sign. Y'all doing y'all thing, but you're not really seeing the business there. But at the time, you working a 9 to 5, and you learning business. You learning structure.
Absolutely.
Speak to the importance of, like you said, not really having the confidence in your pen. So I would more so say, speak to the point of how important it is to have confidence in what you're doing, for one, and for two, to how important it is to understand the structure of real business. And knowing that if you doing real business and you believe in yourself, what the outcome could be.
So with that being said, I wanted to be an artist, but it's kind of like you said, you gotta know your lane. I gotta see. It has to make sense. So if I'm an artist, what radio station is gonna play my music? Where can I go interview it? What countdown place is gonna, play my music videos? You know what I mean? What award shows is, gonna try to honor me? You know what I mean? What showcases can I go sign up for? None of those things were really popping about 7, 8, 9 years ago. I'm like, well, it'd be pointless to, try to be an artist if that's what's missing. Even one of the things y'all kind of started with the Inner City magazine. What magazine am I gonna, get in? I've been on the to-do list for AT&T for a while. Start the magazine. I want to be an artist so bad, but where are we gonna go? I feel like I can help us push that wave and doing all those areas where I want to be. I'm okay not being that dude that's performing at the show, as long as I help put it together and I'm able to be there and witness it. It might not be my time. Might be 10, 12, might be 20 years. Then that might be my show. Not in no rush for it, so.
That's dope. So really, I think it kind of goes back to one of these interviews I did with Mystic and his brother Sizzle, and they spoke a lot about patience. Like, patience is important. Like, you really gotta be able to understand when it's your time, when it's not your time, and put the work in and grind, because that's something you've been doing. You know what I'm saying? You've been grinding, not only putting in work for yourself, but building a platform so that other people can get their shine on. And it sounds like and I'm gonna let you continue the story because I want the people to be able to take this journey with you. But I just want to stop you and interject in there right there, because just from being a young jit growing up to where you went to where when you got to that, just in that phase, you had done so much just to get to the point of, damn, okay, let's put this project out and let's each just try to bring in $10 back off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's so many people who don't even get that far, and then the people who do get that far and they don't reach that goal of that $100 or that $1,000 or whatever in their mind that they target goal is, they quit. But that never stopped you. So let's get back to the story. So you was at
my homeboys couldn't do it. So I want to be rich. Of course, everybody wants to be multi-million-dollar famous, like you said. In order to be multi-million-dollar famous, nobody really, it kind of gets boring. You got to go to $1,000 first. Then you got to make $10,000. Guess what? If you make $12,000, you did make $2,000 more than you did when you made the 10, but that still ain't really much more. Then you get to the 20,000, 100,000, 200,000, 250,000. We barely had $250,000, and it took all those obstacles. All of those were wins, but we still got how many more wins to go till they, recognize it, till that $1 million mark. You know what I mean? They not going, really pay you no attention. I feel we got a multi-million-dollar platform on our hands, but we got to get there. We barely passing, the $10,000, $20,000 mark. We got to get to the 50,000 before we can be that $100,000 outlet.
Yeah.
We got to get there before we can be that $500,000 outlet. So
that's dope.
But so my homeboys couldn't do it. I was like, you know what I could do? I could reach out to, I know how the world works. I know it's niggas out here that I ain't even met yet. It's niggas that's just moving here last week from other states and shit, I'm sure these niggas, I even run into them. I tell them that same little story. I put in 100 myself. I'd have bought the album 4 times, And them is the answers that I'm needing to hear because I wasn't hearing them back then. So that gave me the confidence, was like, Yeah, I can utilize the entire state and recreate that whole concept. So in my head, Arizona Mixtapes, to me, we don't have a no limit out here. We don't have a Cash Money. We don't have an Interscope. That's what it is to me. It's the bad boy, the no limit records. When I see that AZMT logo, that's what I think of. Now, it's more of a platform, which is considered an outlet now. But, in my head, when I initially started, I'm like, hey, how do we make a label? In my eyes, a successful label is not going to be successful without an outlet. and without I want to say a central location, kind of like a nightclub type deal where, hey, that's the main revenue. Whenever we doing the showcases, the awards, whatever the case may be, that's what it is. When you look on Empire, they got Leviticus, you know what I mean?
Right.
When you refer it to Power, you know what I mean? He has his nightclub, you know what I mean? So that's my ideal of, you know what I mean, just get AZMT there. And whether, you know, people feel that it's taking those steps or going in the right direction. It's growing, it's getting closer. It's not moving as fast as they want it to, but I'm intrigued that they even think it should be moving that fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm getting more attention than I'm expecting, and that's a good thing. Because if I start expecting too much attention, then, you know what I mean, I'm gonna start half-assing shit. So, but starting that out, our first year we launched, I was like, rewind a little bit, probably like a month before our launch, me and my homeboy Second P was sat in the kitchen, and we was just pondering different websites and stuff, because I'd already had the Fly Fresh Flashy Records. I had my own little company, Streaming Media LLC. I had that little website, so I had to start, you know, learning how to build and work websites at that time. I'm like, man, we need something for Arizona hip hop, Arizona rap, Arizona music. You know what I mean? Pondering to them, and then I just don't know where Arizona Mixtapes came from. But as soon as I heard that, I was like, that's it. That's the one. So we based the whole company just off of ArizonaMixtapes.com. Of course, it's branches, and you know what I mean, it's bigger than just the mixtape portion of it, but we needed a starting area. Start with the mixtape, you know what I mean, turn it into the Arizona Music and Television, to where now we got the TV, you know what I mean, we got the radio, you know what I mean, once we add in that nightclub, you know what I mean, that little factor's closed, so then we kind of start on the music. All right, let's focus on pumping artists, you know what I mean, testing out our record label skills. So I feel like we're going in the right direction. Our first year launching, we launched in March. Boogie was doing the Hoodie Awards, so big shout out to the Hoodie Awards, because without the Hoodie Awards, there wouldn't be an AZMT Music Awards. So he was doing the Hoodie Awards, and when we launched in March, their nominations came out, I want to say like July. We were nominated for Media Outlet of the Year. That was big to me. We didn't win shit, but nigga, they said we nominated. I'm like, oh shit, you know, we won already.
Right.
You know, that was my celebration. Fast forward to December, we actually ended up winning it. So before we turned a year old, we were our award-winning media outlet. What did we do that first year? We did a showcase. Then we had like 10 acts come out. We paid every act to come out. I myself drove them around in a limo. We had the red carpet out. I invited all the media outlet, you know what I mean, come be there on the red carpet while we pull in, you know. If you don't even stay the whole time, just make that walk-in entrance look that dope, you know, for these artists. So that's kind of where we got started right there. That was our first birthday party. And fast forward 8 years later, here I am talking FREEZ on FREEZ TV.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Congratulations on all the success, because I've kind of watched the journey. You know, in the beginning, I was I've always been a supporter of AZ Mixtapes because I like the platform. I think it's real dope. But in the beginning, I was kind of skeptical. Like, I'm looking at the Hoodie Awards. I'm looking at all these different things pop up, and I'm like, I don't really know. But AZ Mixtapes has been something that's been strong, it's been powerful, and it's been consistent for these 8 years. Like, consistent, you know. And so what made you start taking it into different shows, as far as the countdown shows and different DJs and having different interviews and different stuff going on? What took it in all these different directions?
Basically, the first direction that it went to, kind of right from the jump. The first year we were nominated for a Hoodie Awards, we were just ArizonaMixtapes.com. So instead of having a radio show back then, we actually had a SoundCloud link. You know what I mean? Whoever had a dope SoundCloud, you know, track, and they sent it to me. And guess what? You featured on the front page of the website. When you go to ArizonaMixtapes.com, your song gonna start playing by itself. So my homeboys, when I had started with the Fly Fresh Flashy Records, back then I was kind of playing a manager role, and I had sent us out to a couple different stations. Our first week we had dropped it, I had got us played on the Cali Call-In in Cali. He sent us over to iKing in New York, and then we got played on Phoenix Fridays. So I'm an artist, and there's a radio station called Phoenix Fridays, and they're actually, I didn't know this then, but they were actually in Cali. So big shout out to my homeboy Dave and Quake, my homeboy Dave and my boy D Mike. They had started a show in Cali, and it was called Phoenix Fridays for Arizona, Phoenix artists. And I thought that shit was dope. I used to support them, the best I can. Even me, helping do the Fly Fresh Flashy records, being an artist, I always made sure just to show them extra support because they played our music. When they played our music that night, that was my Jackson, 5 feeling. Oh shit, we on the radio, turn it up. So fast forward a little bit, they had stopped doing their little radio show, and then this was when they was living in Cali, and then they had actually moved to Arizona. So when they moved to Arizona, this was me finding out, I didn't even know y'all went in Arizona. And then I had interviewed, linked up with them. So we had chopped it up, and we kind of had that relationship already. And probably within like a month or so, hey, guess what? Phoenix Fridays is now part of ArizonaMixTapes.com. So going into that first Hoodie Awards, we were already a team. Phoenix Fridays was nominated for Radio of the Year that year, but they didn't win. Arizona Mixtapes won Outlet, but Phoenix Fridays didn't win. So from that year on, we became one. So, now ArizonaMixtapes.com is not just a website, we got the radio platform to it. From the radio platform, it turned into, hey, how high can we go? This is supposed to be a platform, If we got the radio, what's the opposite of the radio? We need the TV. So that's where the countdown kind of comes in handy. Hey, Our radio shows are dedicated to a lot of, different artists, sounds a little different. I want to kind of focus on the look. Let's get, who are all the videographers out here, For a long time, I didn't think Arizona had good music. I didn't think it was artists out here that sounded dope. It went, you couldn't convince me. If it was somebody local, I want to hear this shit. So it took me to doing the Fly Fresh Flashy shit to hearing and networking and doing the Arizona mixtapes where I'm like, nah, we got some dope shit. So when it came to the countdown, I wanted to put all the dope shit out. That was my chance to, all right, now, Phoenix Fridays is more for everybody. It's kind of like a review show. The countdown was supposed to be for the dope shit, but then I ran into an error here. Doing the countdown, I'll have a dope ass song, but now the trash is video.
Yeah.
Or in reverse, you know what I mean?
Dope video,
dope
with a
ass
wax
video,
song.
now the song ain't even that hot. So I tried to find that balance and putting it to that balance in the middle, kind of watered it down a little bit. But, it's not necessarily that the countdown is gonna stop, but I feel like we need to revamp it. And again, with like Facebook, it was, popping when everybody could watch some shit on Facebook before the mutant days, and you can't hear the shit no more, and I'm cutting it off. That was, why the countdown was such a popping thing. I gotta figure out, how to remarket it, and what is that website that everybody's going to actually watch some shit. TikTok's not long enough, Facebook, yeah, it's gonna mute it. Instagram might be the way, but you could only do so much on Instagram. So yeah, just marketing, figuring out the right way. Like you said, a lot of ideals that
when
we
when we get off camera, I got some ideas for your countdown show. We could talk about that.
Hey, we need
But
all
keep
the help
going,
we
though.
can, man. But shit, I think I done talked too much, man. With
No,
the
it's good,
countdown,
man.
the radio, you know what I mean?
But you do so much. Now the award show. What made you take over the award show and do it so big?
With the award show, the first year I found out about the Hoodie Awards, my thing to do is, hey, how do we sponsor it? We weren't even part of it yet, Hey, how can I sponsor? I want to, can we get our logo on there? I want to help, help you make it dope. That first year we went to the hoodies, he switched the events or whatever the case may be the first day or the day of the event or something happened. But, it was, a couple of little hiccups where I'm like, hey, that shouldn't happen. So that year I had reached out to Boogie. I'm like, hey man, I want to do an award show too. I don't think it's a bad thing. 2 of them go on. He was with it. First year he did them. He's like, hey, here go all my nominee questions. Here go, whatever y'all need, I'll help. So I was like, that's dope. I appreciate that. We didn't do it that first year. That second year, I wanted to do it again, but he was doing the Hoodie Awards. I was still trying to get AZMT, to where it's at now, and it didn't happen to happen. we wanted to get in that year. The third year, I was waiting to, of course, sponsor it. We did sponsor it again that second year. The third year, I'm waiting for the sponsor packages to come out. He's like, nah, we ain't doing it this year. So that was when I felt like, hey, we don't got no choice but to do it. Who better to keep the award show going than the two-time award-winning media outlet? So that's where, I felt like not only, it was my duty to try to keep it going on, but, hey, no offense to the Hoodie Awards, let's try to make it dope. I don't know what vision he seen when he envisioned the hoodie, or if he knew how hard it was to bring it to reality. But when I think of awards, I'm thinking of BET Awards, MTV Awards. So how do we really make that, look close as we can to the BET Awards? Of course, we know it's not on BET and it's not, national. But let's start, with just a city. We get a whole city, to come out. This is the Glendale Awards, That'd be dope. Then we move it to the Arizona Award, So, I just wanted to always just see it in a big limelight, The red carpet should have been there from the jump. Different acts, Not only they need performances, but hey, y'all need to have a night before where, hey, y'all rehearsing the acts, and we got the spotlight guy, with the actual spotlight on people. So, I just want to keep, doing whatever we can to add those elements to, hey, make sure it's a dope award show, and it doesn't stop.
That's the purpose of doing this FREEZ TV stuff. Is I wanted to bring it back to the essence, to where we sit down and we discuss this, so that the people like FREEZ and other people can hear your vision and can get behind it to help you empower it and make it stronger and bring things to it, rather than feel like, oh, I'm competition, or oh, this is competing with that. You know what I'm saying? Because all of this shit go together, and if we trying to really build that, like you said, have that platform where we can put the spotlight on them and we can put their name on the marquee and they can get the red carpet, you know what I'm saying? Because other than that, all we doing is just making these venue owners richer, and the different other people is just getting money, but we're not really getting what we deserve out of it. And like I was telling you earlier before we started filming, in my own personal opinion, I think a lot of it is the platforms. And if the platforms, like we talk a lot about unity as far as like the rappers or the artists that's out there. And that's cool. They could be unified if they want to. But the real unity comes in the media. When you have CNN, Fox, MSNBC, all of these different platforms, BET, Complex, MTV, Vice, all of these platforms. These platforms don't bang on each other. If they do, they'll just say the other guy's over there.
Preach.
Because it's all about sharing stories.
Right.
They might pull a story from over here. If you watch the news in the morning on Channel 5, you line to watch them same stories on 10, 12, 15, because they pulling stories. If you watch ESPN in the morning or Fox Sports, you see whoever on the morning breakfast show is probably going to be on all the shows all day long. You know what I mean? And I think if we bring that same concept to local media, then we can take an artist like a Ben Fly and push him over the hump. We can take an artist like a D2K and we could push him over the hump. We can take a Desert Baby and push him over the hump. We can take a Young Face or even somebody like a Futuristic who out there nationally doing his thing, but he don't really get pushed over the hump because he don't have us.
Right.
And I think that what you doing is really special, and that's why I wanted to bring you in here so you can really explain how this all started, why you even doing it, and what your purpose of doing it is for. You know what I'm saying? And you very articulate, very well spoken. You able to break it down real good. So that being said, what's the future? Where are we going now? Like, I see you got an award show that's happening right now. Like, as we speaking, there's people voting right now. So how is it looking? Who are you looking at right now? Like, not giving us no winners or none of that type shit. We're gonna let the people do that on the platform. But how is it looking to you this year? How is it looking?
This year is looking pretty dope. I'll probably say this year I'm more comfortable than any year that we did it. Mm-hmm. And this is the first one live since, last year we pulled off the Cyber Award. We couldn't even go nowhere, and we were able to do the award show while everybody's at home watching it. It was big to me because it was hiccups trying to get that, done. We were supposed to air it, I think, about 7 o'clock. I told everybody. We didn't air the first episode, so I want to say 1 a.m. The whole state was up at 1 a.m. waiting for the award show to hit. You know what I mean? They was making memes from 7 all the way till it aired, hey, waiting for it. So just seeing that it was that much attention, it was like, hey, they waiting for it. This year, it seems like just everything's clicking. Everything's finally coming around like it's supposed to, Graphics is, on point. Everybody, showing up on time. Of course, it's a few hiccups that it is every year. But this year, I think it got enough attention to where next year, it ain't gonna be able to, talk shit. You're gonna be like, hey, I seen what happened last year. I want to help make next year better. Instead of waiting till next year come, be like, see, I told you that shit was gonna be whack again. Nah, we ain't even got, we got more than a month, to this one coming. We planning, trying to make next year's better. Like you were speaking on the different outlets and the different medias. The entire goal the first year, 6 years ago when I did the first one and we brought the red carpet, I always envision every one of the outlets at the award show. Why aren't they all, everybody that has a radio show or podcast or something, on this red carpet as the artist is coming in, taking their pictures, interviewing, talking to them. I'm even like, hey, I'll get everybody a wireless mic if I got to do that part, I'll help broadcast it, so, can never necessarily pull it off, but I think them watching it keep going, knowing that that's the same goal. I do interviews every year. We come to award time to try to bring that awareness, and it seems like it's still the same hiccups. But this year, we ain't never had about 16 different outlets to go to talk about the award show. So that's a big deal, We got 8 for, this month, and then 8 more to touch off, next month. So, and these ain't just regular interviews, We visited, of course, LMG, The Hatrix, all the names you name. Your name's probably one of the biggest names, coming down this month. Of course, talk to Poker Face, so, be talking to him next month. So it's like, it's finally trying to get that little bit of traction.
Sound like it has got that traction to me. Now it's just building.
It is. One of the main things, too, a lot of cats do complain about is the acts that perform. This is one thing that I'm kind of leading into next year. A lot of people don't like the pay-to-play thing, but AZMT, when we do our events, that's kind of, I guess, what they call it. Hey, I'm giving them tickets. They supposed to make their money back off of the tickets. Yes, they pay the amount to get those tickets, and I'm letting them perform for that. Whatever they do with the tickets and crowd is kind of up to them. They supposed to, the main concept of that is, do you got enough tickets to make your money back? So a lot of people don't like, hey, you got acts that we never heard of. We don't want to, come to that show. Who's so-and-so, who's so-and-so, who's so-and-so. Somebody that you probably want to come see because this person's doing what we wish that you would be doing, being that better artist, I guess. He's supporting the event. He's, collecting the tickets, trying to help us get people in the building. This one we kind of did first come, first served. Hey, if you want to slide, you got, your bread early. Hey, yeah, you're going to have a slot. Next year, I want to do it more so is, if we want to get all the dope artists in the room, let's get a sponsor for each act. Yeah, the price still going to be the same, but if we had a sponsor to match each performance, then we can now get whoever the hell we want to hit the stage. They'll understand that concept. We can make this event as dope as we want, but not even speaking of the artist that's a part of it, just sponsors. Every event we do, hey, who's wanting to sponsor this? Who wants to be a part of it? We ask that every year, even when it comes to picking the nomination process. I don't sit in a room and pick them myself. I ask the state, who should be nominated? Who should be nominated? That nigga that should be nominated, guess what that nigga did? He scrolled past it. Then he made a post talking some shit. Well, what, nigga? You could just say you wanted to be nominated and we could have, had you as a part of it. So, it's a lot of hiccups and bumps that come with this shit, but I like to think I'm programmed to get through them. I'm used to it. I'd have had, the best of people, that I thought was, my right hand's turned on me. So, ain't nothing I can't handle. But it sucks going through these obstacles to try to get it there. Everybody see what I'm trying to do. Niggas be like they ain't a part of the awards because they ain't cool with Kid K. If you ain't cool with Kid K, then, you know what I mean, that's kind of a personal issue. Is you jealous or something? What did Kid K do to you directly?
Right.
And that's where it comes to keep on doing the award show. I'm always have enemies. Let a person that came runner-up be runner-up 6 years in a row. You don't want to fuck with the award no more. I ain't never won one in 6 years. I ain't, So it comes with the job. You just gotta be prepared for it.
Nah, it don't really matter. This ain't a popularity contest. When you bring in something that's valid, when you bring in something that's real solid to the foundation, it don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a popularity contest. This is, like you said, you given an opportunity. So if it's somebody who's trying to get involved, if somebody want to sponsor, if somebody want to be a performer, if somebody want to be nominated for next year, not this year, because this year is pretty much a wrap, but somebody who want to be a part of it next year, or if somebody just want to help you what you got this year, and they just want to buy a ticket and come support, how do they get in?
All they gotta do is tap in with any one of the AZMT staff members. Gotta give a big shout out to the wifey, Queen D. She been putting in hella work for the AZMT Awards. Nothing that AZMT does at all could ever be done by myself. If it was just me ever running AZMT, it wouldn't be an AZMT. It actually got to that point one time where I'm like, hey, I'm the only nigga gonna do this shit, and we ain't gonna happen. So, you know what I mean? Queen D was like, nah, fuck that. That shit's dope. You know what I mean? Let's keep that shit popping. And she was able to help carry that weight and, you know what I mean, doing most of the work for the award show. So, I mean, if you want to do anything, you know what I mean, contact Queen D. And, you know what I mean, she going to get you affiliated, whether you want to sponsor it next year, help when it comes to nomination process, you know what I mean, join the team, start your own radio show, any of that. So, you know what I mean? Just contact us. Visit ArizonaMixTapes.com if you want to.
Yeah, she be pushing the line. She's one of my friends online. I be seeing her come across. She like the bats, like going ham, like not really playing. I love that shit, bro. Like that's what it's about.
You need that support system.
Yeah, you need that support system. We talk about it a lot on my morning show. I got a Facebook Live show where we just go live every morning. It's called the Wake and Bake. So we just smoke and talk about supporting each other and giving each other love and how important it is to have people that support you and just all types of shit that's dealing about just being there to support each other. You know what I'm saying? And she always be popping up. We be seeing her because she shows a lot of support for AZ Mixtape. She puts it out there in the front, and we really like me. I'm a hater of everything. Like I don't like nothing. Like just straight up because I'm from Phoenix and I'm like probably the biggest critic of everything that comes from here. Born and raised, expectation is just crazy. Like, when I was a kid, I used to always hear Phoenix is next. We gonna be and this was like 80, 81, 82. I'm hearing all of this. Oh, going through the 80s. I'm dancing. I'm doing Michael Jackson. Then we doing the talent shows and we winning everything. Like we just as crazy as we growing. Then we started rapping and it's all this and we seeing everything. And I keep hearing, but I'm never seeing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so now like platforms like yours is a platform that I think we all should be behind, to stand behind, because it might not be for me to pop. And it might not be for whoever it is that's going to be on your show this year. They might not be the people that pop off of AZ Mixtapes. But it might be my son, who 10. Because this solid platform been here and it's been providing an opportunity for so many years and built up so much validity that here come my son that's 10. Now he's 16 on the 12th anniversary of the AZ Mixtapes, and now my son might be the headliner. You see what I'm saying? So,
Absolutely.
So I think if more of us look to it from that perspective, then we could see the bigger scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? And so I wanna thank you for providing the opportunity for these people out here. I think is dope. Give some shout outs, man. Anybody you want to give some shout outs to? Anybody you want to say thank you for just being there for you? Anybody you want to say fuck you to? Just anybody you want to say anything to, man. This is your opportunity. Don't let them have it, bro.
You already know, man. First, gotta thank the man up above, man. Without that, man, you know, nothing is possible. You know what I mean? I want to shout out everybody that support me. You know what I mean? I don't want to say no name specifically, but you know what I mean? If you support me, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? I could be selling drugs. I could be robbing niggas. I could be out doing a bunch of different shit. If I pay attention to the people that don't support me, you know what I mean? That's what I'm going to end up doing. So, you know what I mean? All it takes is a few people that do support it for me to focus on that energy, you know what I mean? And hey, I'm pretty creative, so I feel like, you know, as long as I got that little bit of support, we're gonna do something big. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that supports ArizonaMixtapes.com.
That's dope. That's dope. Hey, man. I think that's a lot to sit down and soak up, man. Y'all soak on it for a minute. Hit up AZ Mixtapes. Make sure y'all get him all y'all shit, man. Like, ain't nobody else out there going to work, working 40 hours a week to make sure you motherfuckers got a platform. Support it. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and him been debating since he got here, bro. They gotta support it. I'm like, man, they ain't gotta support your shit. Fuck your shit. Keep going hard. Fuck these niggas too. You know what I'm saying? Keep going hard. And as long as you keep going hard, people gonna keep trying to emulate. People gonna keep trying to become competition. People gonna keep trying to set the bar. They gonna keep looking to you as an example of how to be. You know what I'm saying? And as long as you keep pushing, then you gonna make all of us step our game up. You made FREEZ pull his camera back out. You made these people do this. You made these people do this. You made these people do this. It's because of you. Keep spearheading it, man. Like, I really thank you. Like, for real. You don't even know the fire that you lit up under me. You know what I'm saying? Just from a I'll use the word jealous. From a jealous perspective. But not jealous from a negative standpoint. Right. But jealous from a perspective of, damn, I did that. I could do that.
Right.
I could really.
I taught you how to do that.
You feel me? So when you start getting them feelings, you know that whatever that is happening is on the right path. That's doing something right. You feel me? Absolutely. And so I want to big up, you know, and then another word, with using that word jealous, the next word I want to use is admiration. Because I admire what you're doing and keep grinding, bro. Like, it means a lot to so many people. And as long as you providing this platform, like I said, we don't know who gonna use it to bust. But as long as it's there and it's valid, it's creating the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is dope. So, y'all know what I say every time before I get out of here. Today will soon be two things. Today will be tomorrow, and today will be yesterday. Whatever you do today is what's going to determine how your tomorrow or your yesterday is going to look. So focus on today, make today great, and go hard. You dig what I'm saying? Y'all know the routine. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification shit, hit the bell, click all of that, and keep fucking with the movement. Because the more of y'all that support the movement, the more we can get into the algorithm and we can bring attention to the AZ Mixtapes and the other platforms that's around here that all they want to do is give a platform to your dumb ass. You feel me? Support those that support you, man. Fuck with it. It's a real positive spirit that we injected into the world. It's your boy FREEZ, AZ Mixtapes. Thanks for coming out. Fuck with us, man. Peace.